Switching the scene. All right. What's up, every bitches? I mean, buddy. Fuck.
He doesn't like you.
Well,
let's go.
already ruined it.
Man, oh well, shit happens, I guess. Anyways, welcome
Man, we
back.
never have a good intro, bro. We need to work on that.
We never do, and I feel like this is just going to be a recurring thing this entire way through. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Makes sense to me.
Host's fault.
Yeah, but yeah, give me a whole new second, guys, just cause. Let's see here.
What?
If anything, for people on stream, give me 1 second, as you're gonna probably see my Spotify shit real quick. Or actually, nope. never mind, I forgot.
Unprofessional.
I don't care.
All right. God damn.
Absolutely do not care.
I do not care. But if anything, welcome everybody. How's everyone's day going?
I don't like you. You're
Well,
canceled.
fuck you.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. No one here likes you, Brian. We just do.
Man, fuck you too.
I'm just here, bro.
I love you too.
God damn it. Man, the fuck did I do?
Good, doing good. Just leave it at that. Don't actually just expand on it.
My god. Anyways, it looks like we won't be able to get this thing rolling because I might have to change this off stream, but oh well. It's mostly just Spotify and making sure to like showcase what music is being played, but oh well. It's fine for right now. It's mostly background music to begin with.
All right, it's whatever. So what's today's topic today?
It's all right.
Yeah,
Today's topic, we'll do some quick icebreakers things too.
Today I want to know today.
Well, shit.
I want to know what today is today.
Not Groundhog's Day.
Apparently he didn't see a shadow, guys.
Yeah, well, 6 more months.
Yeah, early spring.
Yeah. Early
Oh, is
spring.
that what it means? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got that
honestly,
backwards,
though,
I guess.
It will likely be a longer winter anyway.
Oh well. Yeah, fuck it. Anyways, we're in Texas.
I'm
It's
waiting
all
for the
gonna get
snow in
fucked
February
anyways.
again.
What do you mean? You're gonna see snow in March?
You know, I'm sure at this point the snow is just gonna be delayed every month.
Essentially. But
Bro, it usually snows in like January, then now it snows in February.
yeah, well.
As if it's 3 days into February. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Right?
yeah, but let's go ahead and start off with today's icebreaker topic that we're gonna do first time. Let's see how terribly this goes. We're gonna go around the table here, be like, all right, what is gonna be our hot or trash takes based around the movies that we've seen, watched, or things around the industry, or whatever the fuck. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Just say some salacious shit.
Salacious.
Yes, anything
Why does it
juicy.
need to be salacious?
I don't fucking know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's for the content, man. It's for the content. But anyways, well, I'll start off with me then. The only hot or trash take I will say about this, dude, is that the next superhero movie is going to be Deadpool 3, and it's going to be the last good superhero movie in all of Hollywood. That's it.
Why is that?
Only because the last few superhero movies just suck terribly. The Marvels being example.
Yeah, I'm
Damn.
not gonna fight you there.
Nah, no one can really find me there too. And a lot of people are just saying that like Deadpool 3 is like literally the last thing to actually be remotely any good good film to come out. But the problem with that analogy and that way of thinking is that making it seem like, yeah, this is literally the last superhero movie that Hollywood is ever going to take seriously now. Because afterwards, nobody is really going to go back to theaters to watch it. Hell, nobody has been to theaters ever since COVID happened. At least not
I went
that
to
often.
theaters yesterday.
Damn, what'd you watch?
I went with Cindy to go watch The Chosen.
Ah,
Out in the theater.
noise. Well, we'll get to you in this case if you want to talk about that more here, or would you like to have Lloyd say his hot or trash take next?
We'll go across the table.
No,
I
Mhm.
don't like you.
Oh, but
But
that's
I
not.
love you.
What the fuck, Lloyd?
I mean, at least he's honest.
True, but at the same time, what the fuck?
I love you too. All right.
All right.
I think
Wrap it up, boys. We're done here.
for context, I grew up with Fast and Furious. I'm pretty sure all of y'all have.
No.
I would say Fast Five was like the last actual good movie of the series, and after that, it was just a shit show. Like absolute shit show. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Is it about racing? Is it about business? Or what else? What
No,
is it about? I don't know.
it's about family, Lloyd. You didn't get the entire point of the
Family.
message.
Family.
Exactly.
Family.
Hell yeah. But I mean, I think there was like a lot of like rumors too that like a lot of the actors that are still doing the Fast and the Furious, they're mostly just doing it out of like the fact that they want to just be with like Vin Diesel and like continuing the project and legacy of like the Fast and the Furious ever since the passing of Paul Walker.
Mm.
But even then too, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you there too. But I think the only reason why it started going like insane batshit crazy for the Fast and the Furious movie down the line, I guess it was just a natural progression because of the fact that I believe around past four, I think that was the only time when like Vin Diesel and I guess his crew, I guess his own like producing group is allowed to have full creative control over the Fast and the Furious franchise title. I could be wrong there. I don't know a lot about that, but it feels right. No, when I say it like
It
that.
feels right, but is it right?
Yeah, just because there's multitude of reasons why it is. There's a multitude of reasons why it is what it is. That's what I was trying to get at.
Right.
Yeah, everybody else is
They will-
objectively wrong. But
Listen to the man.
well, don't care.
Show.
Well, I mean, let's just be honest here. Every one of us here has seen the new Fast and the Furious movie to some extent, whether it be forced or it's the only freaking movie that you can watch on the plane.
Hey, man, it wasn't too bad, but like I said, it's still pretty wonky for me to like watch it. I just watched because I'm too invested in the fucking entire franchise. It's like I have Stockholm syndrome with this fucking movie.
No, that's not Stockholm syndrome. I think that's just called brain rot.
No. I don't know what you're talking about. You stupid.
You could have just
That's
stopped at any other point too. No one is forcing you to watch it.
But I am forcing myself to watch it, so I'm a
Okay.
victim of my own self.
It's a really deep Stockholm. He's Stockholmed himself. That's why it will never end.
Exactly.
The cycle.
I'm pretty sure there's a term for that too, but I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'm not gonna classify you for anything. I'll just call you stupid.
Damn.
You're not gonna diagnose me, not classify me? Are you,
Yeah.
you dumb?
I know what I
Come
said.
on, man. You dummy. You
But-
dumb.
Oh god, but yeah, there was even a case to be made too that like I think at some point, what was it? Yeah, it was actually Vin Diesel wanted to have Dave Bautista on the show, but he kind of just straight up told him no, only because of the fact that he himself wants to build like a good acting career. Which is like, ooh.
Very nice.
Yeah, that at least that was the extent that I've heard that they want to bring Dave Bautista in, but who knows? Hell, they are still trying to work out deals between like the whole Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson like drama that occurred, but you know that's like other things that are apparently pretty personal between them, I guess.
True.
But let's
I don't-
move on. But yeah, we shall move on. Sorry if I cut you off, Lloyd. Were you about to say anything else?
No, I don't like you.
Oh, fuck you, man.
It's
All
gonna
right,
be the
then we
running
actually
joke of
move
this
on.
podcast.
Who no one cares. Moving on.
It's gonna be the
Damn.
running joke of this podcast.
God damn, we just disregard each other's like opinions and feelings now. What are we, assholes? Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
God damn. But all right, let's go down to you, Michael. What you got to say next?
I think most movies nowadays suck.
Hey, I
Care
concur.
to elaborate?
Just flat, it sucks. I don't know, like everything, like they're all the same cookie cutter crap. They just do all the same stuff. And any remakes of like past glorious films, like the Lord of the Rings or anything like that.
Like
I know
the
they
Hobbit
made it into
movies?
it. know. I liked the Hobbit movies.
Really?
But I did. I liked them. But the Lord of the Rings TV series that they made,
Oh,
utter
Rings of Power.
trash. And I know they made another remake of something along that same timeline. I can't remember it now, but I remember it being trash. I think I just like shoved it into the back of my head and just forgot about it.
Did it
was
happen
so
to be
bad.
The Witcher?
No, but I did hear the third season was pretty trash too.
Yeah, that was also going to be the last season Henry Cavill will be acting as Geralt.
Yeah, which means afterward it's going to be even more trash.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
So I don't know. I don't have a great opinion of most TV
No.
shows or movies nowadays. They're mostly just trash.
so generally speaking, it's more along the lines of the fact that no one in Hollywood is a competent writer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because it could be that. It could be that they want to. They're like, so competency can be a good play in it, a major player in it. It's a lot of also just idea pushing, like nothing can ever just be a movie. You have to get the modern take into everything, which
Oh.
annoys the hell out of me too. I
Always
hate
an agenda.
getting constantly bombarded with modern takes. Like, I don't care. I'm just trying to
Like
watch
the
this
whole-
movie.
Like that whole thing with right now, with Snow White is currently being rewritten as we speak. And apparently,
things like that.
Mhm. Yeah, and apparently because of like the main star, Rachel Zegler, who is supposed to be Snow White, is also Latina for most people who don't know. And it's also a little bit weird as well too, because a lot of casting choices for, let's say, like our childhood movies are a little bit interesting. Especially
I just-
Snow White.
I just find it all rather fascinating in a bad way. It's
Yeah.
just like, honestly, I don't care if people want like if you want to cast whoever for a role. Like, genuinely, I don't care. But when it becomes the major selling point of what you're doing, you start to annoy me, because like the story should be what's holding, not the character, like the look of the character. Unless that plays a specific role, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, something like that. But it never does. It's just a shallow approach to things like that, and
Yeah.
that's what irritates me. Is that it's just this just very consistent, shallow approach to topics, and then like the modern take of everything. And my opinion, hands down, of movies nowadays is that they're primarily garbage.
Oh, if anything, this will be some other quick facts you didn't know about The Witcher. Apparently, some of the casting directors for that show, The Witcher, purposely made it so that whoever was supposed to be playing as Yennefer, the casting director made the choice of saying that she wanted to question the whole literature, or in this case, whatever is worded, that Yennefer was supposed to be the most beautiful, like, sorcerer in like that world. Effectively, she is indirectly saying that she purposely hired the most ugliest actress to play as Yennefer to prove a point.
What? I thought I thought maybe I'm like weird or something, but I thought the actress, that played Yennefer was actually not bad looking at all.
Yeah, luckily she wasn't that bad looking either, but this was something,
Oh my
a
God.
statement. This was a statement given.
You're so
Oh my
harsh.
god.
No, she
Damn.
genuinely didn't look bad at all. So I really don't know who they're talking about.
Well, if anything, I say right now nobody was actually going to disprove that the actress that is playing as Yennefer in that TV show, no, she's not actually that like bad looking either. But the problem is the fact that the casting director choice said that statement beforehand, and therefore it doesn't help but feel weird about the fact that, did she actually get hired for based on the skill, or was she just like, yes, she fits the role that I envision kind of shit?
I don't know, dude. That's some of that backroom stupid nonsense that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds whack to me.
Yeah. But anyways, this is mostly like stuff that has been said too. It's been addressed here and there. A lot of people says, who the fuck is leading these clowns in charge of these bigger projects? And shameless to also say as well too, a lot of other writers do step up saying that, hey, I worked on this TV series. I'm not at all 100% proud of what we made, only because of the fact that we were trying to produce a show or our own original IP that we wanted to make, but studios execs would shoot it down, saying that it's too risky, as they would rather work on something that's a known brand versus making something entirely new, which is also kind of bullshit, but there is some facts behind why they are skeptical about like any new things. But that's just everything in life. And
Well,
Yeah.
it's fine. And it feels like people are seeing movies less and less because it's all just the same stuff every time.
yeah, but in this case, I think Victor had his how to trash take that kind of concurs with yours.
Yes, yes. Same thing with Michael. All movies that are made in America really suck. I mean, nowadays, slowly, I'm starting to enjoy like Korean movies and dramas more now. Which is funny because I like K-pop or just Korean music in general. You know, you would expect me to be more involved in Korean culture. Absolutely not. I just like music.
But in this
But
case,
no, but in this case, I do like Korean movies more. However, there is a big caveat to that. The only reason why I like it is because they come up with the weirdest premise you can possibly imagine in a movie or series.
that nobody else would actually dare to make here in America for reasons, I guess. But,
so in the end, they make movies and shows that are, you know, enjoyable, not to like
cater to like anything.
Oh yeah, not cater to a certain idea or to a certain side or anything. I think the Korean movies and shows are just actually enjoyable.
If anything, this is more or less this is like something that I've seen that will back up your statement there too. Look at all the most popular shows and TV series that hit number one spot in like a lot of streaming platforms or even theaters. You had back like 2 years ago Squid Games that was very popular, and that's a K-drama piece, which is also ironically enough is supposed to be satire of like the whole like consumerism and finding entertainment and whatnot, like the whole thing, and how it's just like a rat race and it's actually kind of degrading to a human being. And here we are where there's like an actual TV show of freaking Squid Games on Netflix that they actually try to make into a reality show, and it was obviously awful.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything good about that either. Wait, real quick, Victor, what kind of Korean movies do you watch? Or do you watch Korean movies and shows?
Well, me and Brian are watching one right now. It's called Flex X Cop.
Yep.
Essentially a billionaire that's a cop.
What kind of what like genres, like action, romantic?
I like the comedy side of K dramas. It's very good, like rom com or action comedy. Doesn't matter as long as it has comedy in it.
Just because like its jokes are a lot more appreciated in like Asian culture than it is here in the Western side.
Also, have any of y'all just like gone on Netflix recently and just like looked up like shows that they have, like the Netflix originals and things like that?
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
Now, it's really weird to say too, because this is also sort of less one of the few talking points that I was going to bring up too. Netflix is very weird in the way how a lot of the Netflix shows are very much terrible, but there has been some investments that they are doing, such as they are trying to create more anime stuff to be available on the platform, which is really interesting. And it's like, I wonder if anything, it's because of that Netflix wants to expand like their own original IP stuff so that they don't have to like pay more exclusivity rights to all these big studios. So therefore, they want to try to create as much shows as they can. Whether it's good or bad, that's not what they're focused on. Their focus is on trying to get as much of their own. Ooh, excuse me, I had to burp a little bit. They had to make their own stuff on there. just so that one, they could stand themselves up out from the rest of the other streaming platforms. Disney Plus is unfortunately collapsing in on itself because, like what you said earlier, Michael, a lot of stuff that they're trying to make or produce too is too tied with like trying to give out a message that nobody gives a fuck about that anymore. And it's like, ironically enough, more damaging to like the movement group that they're trying to push for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when people are going to start to realize that no one wants to continuously get bombarded with like how they should be acting, how they should feel, and how they should do this and that. Like, stop. No one like. It's not healthy to be consistently bombarded by that, and it's also not something someone really wants to be exposed to.
Right.
That's how you get jaded people.
Yeah, like most of us here. But if anything, too, this is also why I believe like other like entertainment that comes outside of America, such as Japanese and Korean like media stuff too. Hell, even India, like media is actually popular as well. There's like literally the one movie. I don't know what it, if there's like an alternative name for this, but it's called like RRR, and it's a amazing musical like Indian movie. Probably like the best culmination of what makes Bollywood entertaining to everybody across the world. And it's literally a story about two brothers that are going through hardships together in the most ridiculous scenarios.
But wait, hold on. You never actually answered my question.
Oh fuck! Did I not? What was the question for?
No, I asked what you thought of the Netflix originals.
Netflix originals? It is hit or miss a lot of times, but I think that's okay for them to go through all that because they have, in this case, the capital to start like experimenting with stuff. Because outside of everything else, I actually do appreciate what Netflix is doing, even though like other people says they should really just try to push for like really good TV series and whatnot. I think despite all that too, what they're trying to see as a success is that they are trying to push for new ideas that no Western audiences would do. Give or take too, some of them may have like weird messaging stuff too, and a lot of it is very damaging, such as Cuties. Never looked that up.
No, on the topic of like weird, like really weird messaging and weird messages. So this was probably about like 6 months back or so, but Cindy and I were just like hanging out and we wanted to watch like a movie. So she loves rom-coms. So we chose like a Netflix original rom-com. I can't remember the name now. I'll look it up and let you know. But like the premise was essentially it was a girl who had a best friend who was a guy, and his brother who was older than both of them. So I guess he would be like a senior and they would have been like freshmen in high school or something like that. She likes him, and her friend likes her, I think it is.
Okay, so it's like a love triangle bullshit. Got it.
Yes, but it's just this really weird like softcore porn almost. It's really weird.
I mean, that's
this weird like
is.
Mixed messaging too, where like they're hiding it from their families and they're hiding it from her best friend, and like they're just like banging on the regular in the home but not letting anyone know, and it's just all these like those very typical like, you know, the porn introductions where the parents are like there with like the two whatevers and they're like, oh, the yayyy, what's going on? I can't see him hiding under the bed. Things like that. It's like it felt really weird. Is what I'm trying to get at. Is it felt like felt like modern romance has become softcore porn rather than like romance.
Oh yeah, bro, I agree. A lot of these American movies really are just softcore porn more than anything. It's really annoying.
I mean, here's the thing that I do agree with you guys on this one too. It's to the point too where a lot of writings and a lot of like movie makers too are way too comfortable of allowing, in this case, the prolific usages of sex scenes, where usually it's like
I think
inferred.
That's the problem.
It's like it's inferred off screen before.
Look, they're it's the problem that they're comfortable with it. I mean, most of the time the sex scenes don't even add anything to like the story or like the premise of it. So I don't understand.
Yeah. Because I will say, I think that was also your criticism with Oppenheimer. Then Michael was the
Yeah, I loved Oppenheimer. I thought there was just only one scene that I understood what they were going for, but still at the same time, like
it was just jarring, and it's like
it was
made
a
you
bit much
uncomfortable.
for me.
Yeah.
We obviously we won't say it, but like we all, I think if we've seen it, know the scene
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Yeah, spoiler warnings alert too. There was like in a courtroom that they
Okay, he's
tried
gonna
to
go ahead and spoil
Yeah.
it anyway.
Yeah, like I said, I said
tiptoeing around it.
it was like here. I already said this too. This is mostly like for anybody that is listening to us too. We are definitely talking about spoilers here too. So if you do want to skip some parts of this video, this is mostly for the YouTube people. If you want to skip ahead of this, you're more than welcome to. I'll say like we'll talk about briefly on this. I'll talk as quick as I can. Essentially, the scene is.
Timestamp Balone.
Oh my god!
I just messed
Don't
up.
do it.
Balone.
But anyways, here's a quick summary
Give
of
him
what
a
the
few
scene.
seconds to tab off, my man.
Man, well, too bad now. Anyways, whoever's now
if you're
listening
still
and
here, we're just wanting to listen.
yeah. So, anyways, courtroom scene. It was essentially Oppenheimer's in front of trial of anything about being classified as a communist. But in the middle of bits of all this, they were going in this case so many allegation stories of the fact that the only reason that they had evidence of him being a communist is the fact that he slept with a known communist supporter, which, if anything, I don't remember the actress's name, but if anything else too, she was like the main key like witness in all of this. And obviously it showcases like all of this too. Oppenheimer doesn't see it that way too. And it's just like the way how they shot the scene is that he is naked in front of the judge, meaning that there's nothing he can say right now to like hide behind. Like he can't say about being a scientist or whatnot. He is just right now bearing himself raw in front of the law itself. And then on another perspective, you see his actual wife that he married to sees in this case sort of like the similar imagery of what's happening. But if anything, you see in this case the girl that's standing up and witnessing testifying is currently fucking Oppenheimer in front of her. It's kind of like a lot of mixed feelings in her. However, they, like what you said here, Michael, they probably could have just straight up like made it uncomfortable to begin with, maybe do some audio cues here or there to like signify that even throughout this court hearing, the wife is extremely uncomfortable. But I think the whole point is that Christopher Nolan is more focused on like the viewership experience. So he doesn't want to just like tell you about it. He wants to make you feel that.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I understand what he was going for. And I think in many cases that really does work in the visual medium. But it was just jarring for me. Like out of nowhere, all of a sudden, Oppenheimer was just like right there in the courtroom. I'm kind of like hello.
sounds like if he stayed naked, it would have been fine.
Yeah, if he was staying naked, I guess it would carry the same message, really.
Well, if he stayed naked, it would, I mean, that's the message right there.
Yeah.
Damn, now I'm looking forward to watching this movie now.
But if anything, Oppenheimer itself too is a beautiful movie, but it's like you can't help but feel existential dread throughout the entire movie because you know what the movie is about, which is in this case the creation of the nuclear bomb that unfortunately that in this case was it President Truman that gave the green light to drop the bombs on both Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, President Truman. So, anyways, that's pretty much that too. If you're coming here too, I'll probably edit in later in the video to say, hey, click on if you're here to skip this part. Anyways, moving on to that point. Yeah. Anything else you would like to say about that, Michael?
I said a lot of my pieces so far.
Yeah,
bro.
I will say though too.
Look, sex scenes need to make sense, bro. It's like when we watch Halo. Yes, don't judge us, but we watch the Halo series.
Look, no one is gonna judge us either way. We already come out as Halo fans.
We need to have watched things to be able to criticize the way we're about to criticize modern media. All
Obviously.
right, Halo was part of it.
Yeah, Halo.
Unfortunately,
I mean, the story was absolutely garbage, but that's not what But that's not the only thing that was garbage.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, the story was bad, but we can deal with it. The story was very because they did explain that it was different from the canon storyline, which is fine, whatever.
The
I'll
silver
accept that.
storyline or whatever.
The silver timeline or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
some stupid shit like that. No, but then Master Chief. There was this I forgot her name, but there was this female human that was a part of the Covenant, and essentially Master Chief fell in love with her, and he
And
started
it's
clapping cheeks. I'm like,
essentially,
bro,
yeah.
why is this necessary?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
just
falling in
him,
love is
and his
perfectly
armor
fine, bro.
just started right there.
Plap,
Yeah.
plap, 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 plap.
Yeah, bro. That's to
Yeah.
get pregnant right there, bro.
Yeah.
Guess
And
I'm
also
pregnant.
this is also to make sure to everybody understands this too. This is not us being that like we're so conservative that we just don't want to see sex on TV. No, it's like for us, sex is if anything in
Just-
terms of like yeah, go ahead, Victor.
I was like, it just needs to make sense in terms of
Yeah.
the story. Like when
Yeah.
you're in an action show, when you're in an action show, you know, following the perspective of a super soldier that's killing a ton of aliens. That's really all I expect. All I expect is just a bunch of shooting.
You
Yeah.
know,
I don't
honestly,
expect the main character to start clapping cheeks.
honestly, some of the series that I've really enjoyed, because I didn't watch it when they were coming out, but I started watching them now. John Wick. Speaking
Yeah.
of just like action, John Wick. Like, there's no
Yeah.
BS in there. It is just straight like.
Straight
Like-
action,
like-
bro. From start to end, all
Yeah,
four
just-
of them, all four of his movies are just nothing but action.
You working
Hell yeah.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I think I am. I am back. Proceeds to get fucking
know,
suffocated in the back.
People keep asking me if I'm back, and yeah, I think I'm back.
Fucking
Then
gets like
dies.
it's like oh. Oh my god. This is one of the many examples of like I'll probably go into that in a moment too. But I think back to the original point that I was trying to say earlier. But wait, what the fuck? Anyways, but what I was trying to say earlier too is the fact that a lot of the other shows and movies that get popular are stuff that are non-American, such as RRR, the Indian movies. Then you have stuff in America or Japan as well. Shin Godzilla was something that took the world by storm, being like, oh my god, this is amazing. But then if you actually watch it, and to those that haven't seen it, go watch it. It's like the best way to really describe, in this case, some nuances that go behind like Japanese bureaucracy and when it comes to dealing with Godzilla, and it's probably the most frustrating movie you ever watch.
Dang,
And
red
it's-
tape.
Yep, essentially that's it. Then you had Godzilla -1, who in this case got nominated an Oscar, which is amazing. For those that, if anything, that you don't know about Godzilla -1, no, it's not a sequel to Shin Godzilla. Godzilla -1, it's its own separate series, where, if anything, this takes place roughly after the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing. That's where the timeline takes place then. And it's essentially Godzilla versus that one World War II pilot. For whatever reason, he just has a hate boner for this guy in particular. Everything else in the city, he'll just destroy indiscriminately. But whenever he's on screen too, he just knows where he's at and he's just fuck him. I was like, geez. I like it. I love the movie too. And it's not only that too, like what you said as well, Victor. A lot of like K-drama, Korean movies have been doing really successful here in American scenes, such as Parasite is also another one. And I know that in this case, me saying a hate boner for Godzilla. Yeah. Look, hate boner might be a very interesting choice of words, but that's the best way how I could describe like the entirety events of that movie. But yeah, going back to that point with Korean movies and K-drama stuff, Parasite has been like something that actually put a lot of like Western audiences to now pay attention more about Korean movies and K-dramas in general. Just because, A, it's one of the really most well-shot movie for the stuff too. But a lot of like, if anything too, the Western audiences may enjoy it, but Korean audiences enjoy it even further because of the fact that there's like hints and nuances that they explain it via Korean culture, or those that live in Korea, only they can understand like actual like really fun meanings about like the whole stuff too. Like a lot of times, a lot of the jokes that are made in Asian cultures are mostly like play on word type jokes, such as the fact that we have a lot of words that have like double or triple meaning too. And so out of context, you hear all these people laugh, but then you're in a joke, you're in the room's like, wait, why is this funny? And it's essentially like for, yeah, it's really play on words with a lot of like Asian languages, nuances, and trying to play around that. It's essentially a story built around off of like culture, essentially. And then you have stuff like anime that has always been popular here in America ever since like 1995, essentially. Oh, fuck, I could even go further back, maybe the 80s then, just because I know my boss was like sitting around like waiting for like VHS tapes of animes too, like the Guyver series or Guyver series, and then in the 90s it was a Dragon Ball, and that's the only thing he's watched up to this point. He hates Dragon Ball Super, but he loves the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT.
Damn.
But yeah, it goes to show too that again, American audiences, they like, in this case, movies that are more focused on, in this case, just trying to tell a story, whether it's like a actually impactful or engaging story, or it's something that's just dumb fun. Like, do you remember the movie Django, Victor? Or Django Unchained?
Django.
I
I think I heard of it. I don't remember it.
Give me a one sec. But it was a Quentin Tarantino movie that features Jamie Foxx and Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel L. Jackson. Jamie Foxx as like he's like the in the Wild West too, where he is a freed slave that's become a bounty hunter. And it's the most unhinged shit that you've ever seen, and goes from the fact that yeah, they shoot like KKK or Klansmen members to getting tortured by getting your balls whipped.
Oh, damn.
And a lot of blood, where like the physics of them getting shot doesn't make sense. He shoots the lady from the top of the stairs, and she goes through the door 90 degrees away from the projected path of where she got shot. I'll show you guys clips of it later too, but it was hilarious just because of the fact that Quentin Tarantino, he just likes to make movies that are fun and does not make sense. When they ask him like, why is there so much blood in your movies? Like, none of this makes sense. I'm like, I like to have fun. Why does it need to make sense? And it like there's a very distinct mindset that comes around with like movies now, where you have like directors that are trying to like what you said too, that are pushing for some message or some ideology. Then you have the other side of spectrums where it's just directors wanting the full creative right to make a movie with a singular vision, like Christopher Nolan, for example, with Oppenheimer, Tenet, even like the Batman series. I think the Batman series is by far one of the first instances where superhero movies becoming more and more popular, with like Iron Man, for example. Now, we'll go back into that. That pretty much we kind of beat the whole movie thing down to the ground of it. But there is other topics that I really want to go into, such as the fact that this is actually a good segue. TV shows now, despite the fact that we don't like a lot of Western TV shows, there's been a rise to a term that's called dad TV.
Why am I not surprised? It sounds horrible.
But it's not, though. If anything, what this means to is it's a classification that a lot of times these TV shows appear to, in this case, appears so for the fact that it feels like it's targeted to a lot of male audiences. But a lot of times these shows are actually doing way more popular than the other like series that were being developed alongside with it. Such as, even though Lord of Rings of Power was like being showcased and whatnot too, there was another Netflix TV series that was also taking off, which was Reacher.
Ooh, I heard of that. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, and it's essentially like a 30-year-old man, in this case named Jack Reacher, who goes around fixing the problems in a small town that ends up getting into a deeper conspiracy. And if anything, I think the reason like like these movies or shows are getting way more popular is because there is a simple premise that a lot of things that a lot of these shows actually like lean on. And in this case, it really is like the male fantasy of like being the man, like fixing the problems of the world and whatnot. And yes, these shows do get popular because it is something that, like, for us, fuck yeah, why not? I want to see this actor beat the shit out of the other guy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's one of those things. It's so simple about it too. Like, it's like to everybody else to say like this doesn't make sense too. Why doesn't in this case the guy always have to fix everything? It's like it's not supposed to make sense. This is like our escapism. That's the thing. We like to watch this show, not to really turn our brains out, but if anything, it fills in this case our primal, like manly shit that we like to see. Another good series is like The Boys.
Monkey brains.
Yeah, the monkey brains. We have in this case a series called The Boys, which is just literally it just sounds like a group of like villains that are just ends up being like good friends with each other, more or less. Take what you will. And then you had then you had The Last of Us, which is like one of the shows that people said that like, oh, it's probably gonna fill with all types of propaganda. No, not really. It's just Pedro Pascal is like doing an amazing like amount of acting to just like showcase like, hey, we gotta like protect in this case Ellie from this, or get her to another point of place. But at the same time, in the meantime, he is trying to be like a dad to her, just because in the series, kind of spoilers, but if it's in the very beginning, his daughter died throughout the events of The Last of Us in the very beginning, and Ellie is in this case her place-in daughter that he would have had should she still be alive, kind of deal. Then you have series like Andor, which is also really fucking good. The only good Star Wars film. Hardy har har. It's also because it takes around the same era as the Rogue One series, where it was just like the most grittiest Star Wars or setting that you ever seen. I don't know, man. To the people that are writing Star Wars, I think you have your answer. People love the grittiness of the show. Grittiness of both Rogue One and Andor. I don't know. I'm just saying there might be a trend. There might be a correlation. Who knows? I'm not a writer here, nor am I a creative directive. But I'm just saying. But a lot of other common things that a lot of these shows do have is that every male lead is like on average either in their 30s or in their 40s, roughly around the same area where it's just like a lot of dads are that are watching the show that they can relate to, and a lot of times they're very popular amongst female watchers too, because if anybody has seen the Reacher show too, see the main actor too, he is fucking big.
Yeah.
Like what the hell, dog? Like, it's like I've seen in this case a shirtless scene of him. The guy actually has man tits.
Oh yeah.
I am like shocked, to say the least, because I think
all I was staring at.
yeah, I'm like shit, man. I'm no better than an actual housewife or other girl watching the show now too. Shit. Well, I can't help it. It was one of the features too. This is like on the same level of. This is the same level of like why a lot of people got interested in the first Captain America movie, was when you saw Chris Evans come out of like the chamber where he's just all jacked up, chiseled up body, oiled up, and all that type of shit.
Sweaty.
Yeah.
Grimy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. So if anything, do you guys think that there is in this case like, you think in this case, due to like all the shows and all the movies that we've seen too, like these type of shows that are making a strong swing back, do you think this is sort of less predictable that this was bound to happen?
Once they started to realize the people who complain about certain things never actually watched them, yes.
Yeah, and it's just like,
I mean, that's all these keyboard warriors are, right? They just talk about something they don't know about.
yeah. They talk a lot of things that they don't know about, saying that like we're trying to cater this to the modern audience. It's like, who's your audience is that you're trying to target? Because obviously the majority of the audience, yeah, obviously the modern audiences that you're trying to quote doesn't exist, because the real audiences are giving these shows the ratings. Well, too bad. Who gives a fuck? Your shows are now in the fucking gutter. While these shows are making like millions off of this too. Ted Lasso being another great show. I need to watch that show. It's because apparently it's hilarious as well.
Oh yeah, Mr. Bowie.
Yeah, yeah. Then you have Tulsa King, which is just Sylvester Stallone being Sylvester Stallone. And yeah, I don't know. I really do like a lot of like the most manliest shows to see too. Hell, even like me, you, or me, Michael, and Victor, we watched like SEAL Team. That show was awesome.
Oh yeah, SEAL Team. I forgot about that. I mean, in the end, it was only good for like a few seasons. After that,
Yeah.
it started getting very
Drawn out. I'll
Wow.
say.
drawn out's one. Yes, a lot of filler episodes too. Yeah, I don't know. And the action kind of got boring.
Yeah.
It wasn't like good action anymore. It was just starting to
Mhm.
become way more unrealistic.
Yeah, but regardless, dude, it looks as though too that a lot of these like action shows coming back to life too. I feel like if anything, John Wick set the precedence of saying that, hey, American audiences love action shows, and we can do it at a low budget, because John Wick, the first one, did not even spend a lot of money. I think it was around like 15 million as their first budget. Fuck, it's really hard to tell. I can't remember the exact number, but I know it is in box office they made twice over than what they spent on the original like production of the John Wick movies, and then it just went on from there.
Yeah.
And it really does go to show too that yeah, good action films sell as well. Shit.
I agree.
Yeah, but this is one topic here, and I'm gonna lead into now another thing too, such as the whole thing about podcasting is actually kind of dying. Well, in a sense that there's no like podcast series that are actually closing out, but a lot of platforms that are hosting podcasts are actually not making that much money. The podcasters themselves, they're probably not as effective, but it's the platform that are losing a lot of money on this.
Why though?
Because originally it's because that during the COVID era, where whole lockdowns that the whole lockdown era fucked up a lot of things too, but it also was during a time when all these other services came to be more popular, podcasts being one of them, which is like an outlet for listening to people's conversation, or for people that want to be a part of a conversation, they could just listen to these podcasts, for example. And now Spotify is actually rolling back on a lot of like the deals that they have made, only because they were expecting a lot more return out of this, but obviously the money at some point, like they could spend a lot of money to try to get people going, like the Joe Rogan podcast that they spent like, I forgot, I think it was around like $1 billion deal to get Joe Rogan over to Spotify. I don't know, it was some absurd amount of money. And obviously too, it was probably great for Spotify for that time too, but they never really made that money back over these years. And it's kind of trending the same way to all other platforms as well. YouTube, however, is kind of different, because half the time it's just you uploading a video, whether it be like an actual video file or just audio. Doesn't really matter. But it kind of like showcases too that like it's not just podcast streaming itself has like rolled itself back to where it's like Twitch is also having issues as well when it comes to like doing all this. What's like their 500, or I don't know how many employees they laid off, but it was like a third of their employee size that got laid off. And even then they're saying to like, yeah, we are not generating a profit off of Twitch. And yeah, and to shocker to all of us here, we don't even know how Twitch is making money in the first place outside of ad revenue money.
Selling our data.
Well, ad and the subscription subscription and donations and stuff that go through Twitch.
Mm,
They take a percentage of it, a
Yeah.
large percentage.
yeah. And even then too, they're not generating a profit. And I'm like, God damn, how much are y'all spending on like just maintaining the website itself?
Yeah, I mean, it is expensive because a lot of people use it, so you gotta have like the infrastructure in order to handle that many people.
Yeah. Like,
But it
it's
is
more-
interesting why they're unable to make a lot of money. Actually, very interesting.
Yeah.
Either
And
way,
it's-
though, like it's whatever, bro. Like these are just Twitch is still a startup, so
Yeah. Quote unquote startup.
they got that. They got that startup mentality. All that really means is you just blow money out of the water.
Yeah. And I would say not only that too, then it comes to the fact that like you have in this case all these big streamers kind of leaving Twitch platform. But here's the thing about what people need to like understand when I say big Twitch streamers. These are mostly streamers that have been around since like the 2012 to like the first like Twitch stream era. They're like the first wave, and nowadays too, you get like these new waves of like streamers that are coming to the platform, which to most people that's actually good for like the whole platform itself too. You get new bodies to like actually fill out the platform, and you have more people to like say that there's now a variety of options. But obviously you have like old creators that obviously they've been phased out, which is like normal. And oh shit, my bad, more burps. But yeah, it's like there's a feeling that they're being phased out a lot of time with these new Twitch streamers. But obviously, to those that were old Twitch streamers, they now have like more sources of revenue. That Twitch is not their only source of revenue that they're getting it from. Half the times, a lot of like the smarter decision deals that a lot of these streamers do is that they want to do like multi-streaming deals, such as the fact that hey, I want to be able to like make money off of like Twitch, but obviously the amount of money that I would get here, it would also be beneficial for me if I also streamed YouTube simultaneously. It's either you allow me to do that, or you offer me like a deal to make like an exclusive streaming right. And depending on who that person is, they could probably get some range of deals. But obviously, I think Pokimane said in one interview where she did consider, in this case, like trying to re-sign an exclusive right with Twitch, but she never like accepted it just because of the fact that the Twitch itself didn't offer like that much money to be an exclusive to her, where it doesn't make sense for her to go with this deal now versus if she were to just branch out and actually start up her own YouTube channel where she's going to be streaming from now and all that. So for your guys' words too, because we saw like the whole streaming like environment like blow up from ground zero to now where it is here. Do you guys think that despite like you have like old big creators that are kind of leaving the platform too, do you think Twitch itself is like on the verge of the fact that they'll probably just disappear into the internet?
Twitch?
Or do you still-
No.
Yeah.
No, not Twitch. I think Twitch has become one of those. Well, I mean, that's hard to say too. For now, it seems like one of those mainstream platforms that all of us are used to, like Discord and stuff. Granted, that is to say that in the past we used Curse, and at the time we thought that was like, the standard in voice communication and stuff. But now that got
Oh,
replaced
man.
by Discord. So
Oh
you
my
know,
god,
it-
I remember Curse.
Fucking
God.
curse voice, yeah. So yeah, like I don't know, maybe Twitch will go the ways of the dinosaur. It's possible, but for right now, it just seems popular enough to think differently, to not think that way.
Yeah, because here's the thing that I've noticed too, that it actually makes a lot more sense as well, where I wanted to see like if YouTube would actually like support more streaming platforms. But I think it's also like I don't think YouTube wants to be like a streaming like live stream platform site too as well. Just because the more I think about it, the more I realize like I wonder how much money it would be for YouTube to actually like build out like a system to like support like so many people stream, because YouTube itself is a big platform for all types of viewerships. Because the more I think about it too, the more it's just like, god damn, they probably had to like really
Yeah, live
rework the entire
streaming.
structure.
Yeah, live streaming is a different beast compared to just posting videos on a
Yeah.
website. So definitely you will require a lot more resources to do so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, I'm sure YouTube is still pursuing it, which is why people are live streaming on it. But I don't know if they're gonna like
Hard
I don't know
pursue
how
it.
far. I don't know how far they're gonna pursue with that idea.
Yeah. But even if you're not doing like live streams at all too, for it to be like a video hosting site as well too, that's also the strongest point that I feel like a lot of like the streamers nowadays are really going to take advantage of, because the fact that despite
Yeah,
yeah
look, the videos are definitely a lot better because not everyone's available to watch a live stream.
mhm,
And I always catch myself watching videos of some of the streamers I watch. I rarely like watch the actual live stream themselves. Sometimes I'll have it in the background, but not actually watching it.
mhm,
So videos are definitely still a lot better, honestly.
yeah,
But
which is also
I
why
mean,
the
live
Hotter Trash
streams,
podcast has a YouTube channel.
yeah, YouTube channel somewhere in the link in the whatever. I don't even know where it is.
Go down to the bottom of the description below now and take a look.
Do you even have a description?
But I do every time I post it, but you guys don't read the description. That's the other thing.
What's that?
Oh my god. Man. But anyways, that's like the whole ordeal right now too. Then you have kick.com as well. And it's just like, oh, it's like, oh, yeah, it's like, oh, look, kick streamers are going to take all of the revenue shares. Yeah, sure, all the kick streamers will probably be very popular in like 2 years, and then afterwards they'll get arrested. Not because of the fact that they're streamers for Kick, but some of the things that they do on stream on behalf that they post onto Kick can be considered criminal. I.e., for example, Johnny Somali, for example, who got arrested in Japan. Why? For being an absolute menace to society. I won't say much. Yeah. If anything, the best way to really describe it too is that Johnny Somali has been notoriously just going around Japan, just annoying the shit out of like the local denizens. And it's either it's like he does like the IRL live streams by going around these public streets of Japan, blasting his music and actually having like the Twitch sounds like enabled as loud as possible, such as the fact that a lot of them either just start posting like cringe, meanie shit to the point where it's just like, I'ma bomb the fuck out of you or some shit. It was like, Jesus.
The fuck?
Yeah. It's very terrible.
The citizens of Japan.
Yeah. And when told to like, hey, turn that shit off, and he would just straight up say, nah. He's like, you gonna do this shit because I'm black? I was like, what the fuck?
He's using the race card.
Did he ever use the race card? I didn't think he ever used the race card.
Honestly, there's so many videos and clips of him doing this shit too that I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he did do at some point.
So you're just making up.
I can
say. All right.
Hey man, it doesn't really matter anyways. He did get arrested just because of the fact that they only caught him on the grounds that, hey, he trespassed in a restricted area where civilians should not go into, such as construction sites. So in this case, he trespassed into that section, and he tried to play it off that like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I don't speak Japanese, or I can't read Japanese and whatnot. Like, he's really just trying to pull up like the fake tourist like excuse card. And obviously,
they're probably monitoring him and waiting.
yeah, they've been waiting. Yeah, just because, hey, if you're gonna be traveling to another country too, I think because of Johnny Somali, he actually did ruin a lot of like IRL live streamers that go to like new countries, just because Japan now just has new rules and ooh shit, my bad. I'm burping a lot today.
What's going on?
But it's not really new laws either. It's just like more policies are being enforced such that, hey, you're just not allowed to like record videos anymore within like certain Japanese establishments just because they don't want to deal with these types of people. Which honestly, I don't blame them, but before it wasn't that bad of an issue, but obviously it's come to the point where, yeah, we're just now enforcing it because of the fact that you've had too many bad apples that are just like hey, we're just gonna fuck around in like another country that I'm not from just because I can, and it's for the viewers. And a lot of times the viewerships that are there, they're mostly like kids that don't know better, and they just want to see this person just make a fool of themselves online, which I'm just like, God, why?
At the expense of
Society,
fucking
man.
changing
Just-
the rules.
Crumbling.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, what's like, what is that person doing? Like, the person already lost their own self-respect for that. Like, they'll do whatever it can to go for the views, which is one of the things that I will criticize later about like the whole streaming mindset too, and a lot of viewerships. Just terrible mindset overall. But moving on for that, Johnny Somali did get arrested, and he, in this case, they thought that like we thought that in this case he would be staying in like Japanese prison for a lot longer, but obviously they don't want to do that because if anything, a lot of Japanese citizens realize like, hey, if you guys are gonna keep him, that means we're gonna be paying with our taxes to have him here. Nah, get him the fuck out of here. So yeah, he
Deport him
immediately
out
got
of there.
deported. He did get deported.
That's
And
for the best.
yeah, he got deported, and he's no longer like allowed to enter Japan now.
Mm.
So there's that attached to him. And obviously, right now, we'll see what happens from here on too, because that was the only reason why he was just making content, was the fact that he thought that Japanese people can be like pushovers and whatnot, which is just like, fuck no, you don't disrespect another culture like that.
Okay, someone who does something like that, where if they expect no pushback, they're just going to consistently like harass people. That is such a low human. That's such a miserable human to exist.
Yeah, and right now, if anything, I'm glad that this fucking dipshit is out of Japan too. But man, this is gonna be change the sphere for a lot of places. Here's the thing too. He only picked Japan because if you saw him do this anywhere else, what are the chances that he's just gonna get stabbed? Like legitimately.
That's a high chance.
Yeah. If he did this shit anywhere else, he might just die. Which obviously he knows that. Therefore, that's why he chose Japan of all places. If it was in Korea though, they'd probably get his shit rocked in by a lot of just regular Korean high schoolers.
Or not even.
You're right, middle schoolers. I'll beat the shit out of it.
You're gonna get a shit rocked in by like one of those former army guys.
Bro, it's gonna be a fucking Ajima that works at a store, gets a fucking pan and whacks him in the head.
It's like,
Korean odds, bro.
yeah, it's like, jeez. Yeah, and also, yeah, don't fuck with Korean people over there, because assume everybody there is militarily trained unless they play esports. But outside of that, never assume that they won't beat the shit out of you. Well, right now, that's like the whole thing that, at least my rant about the whole Johnny Somali kick streamer and whatnot, and that goes to the point too. Yeah, a lot of times the kick streamers, they'll fall to irrelevancy in like 2 years or whatnot, and then another person that's just gonna mimic the same thing they're doing is gonna come back up. And I'm just like, this is like an endless cycle of just feeding each other shit, essentially. That's all I see. That's all I see what happens at kick.com. And then there's like the whole thing with Twitch that they were trying to fix the issue of like, oh look, topless streamers and nudity and whatnot, and it's just like plaguing a lot of it. You're doing great, Twitch. You are definitely trying.
Dude,
Trying
they're
is
not.
trying is
No,
quotation.
absolutely.
They're definitely not trying because
No,
It
they're
still
trying,
exists.
bro. They're trying. Yeah, no, they're. Man,
God damn it! And it's like I'm off stream. Like I'm having like off the window here too. I just look at it, just chatting, browsing too. Literally, the first thing I see is like ass, boobs, and girls with huge badonkadonks.
hey,
I
man,
don't
that's
want
what he.
it over there.
Man, that's what he wants to see, bro. Don't listen to that boy. There's nothing like that there.
And then there's Shy Lily.
Huh?
VTuber. No,
He knows who she is.
Yeah, but if anything, the best way to really kind of placate what's happening and why you have so many of these people or a lot of these streamers are just essentially like topless streamers. They're essentially trying to reach out to these people so that they can like post their OnlyFans link. That's all these streamers are. They're only there
And
to
people
like post their
also catch their live
OnlyFans.
streams as well.
Yeah, it's just double dipping on like getting the streamer ad revenue money, and then otherwise too, if they click on the OnlyFans, that's also a plus for them too, I guess. I don't know. If anything, the best solution I would say to Twitch, if you really want to stop this, you don't want like all these 18-year or not 18, the 13-year-old kids going into these OnlyFans and becoming addicted to that shit. Just ban them. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, ban these kids.
I'm telling you,
These
they don't care,
13-year-olds.
guys.
No, not ban the 13-year-olds. If anything, ban the actual fucking streamers. I don't know how at that point.
Ban these 13-year-olds.
This is bullshit. You know damn well
Brian
that
said
they're
it
just gonna
himself.
find. Nah, you're gonna find a way to like figure out. By the time you're 13, if you get banned from a website, you'll find like other ways to try to make a new account.
That's alright, bro. Like, their way of age verification is literally just asking what your date of birth is.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Right.
it's like
There's no
you can't
real
really enforce
verification.
that.
You did. I think overseas they actually require you to have like your ID in order to actually create an account or something.
Yeah,
It's
at least in
ridiculous.
Korea. In Korea, yeah. But obviously, that's not gonna fly in like here in America. Just
Yeah,
because why the fuck am I giving you
understandable.
my information? I'm like, all right.
Understand?
There's that. Yeah. But obviously, they want to like have these companies like babysit their childrens on these platforms when it's in reality you as the parent also have to share responsibility of like, hey, make sure you tell your kids or you educate them not to do this shit regardless, but obviously they're gonna do it. They're kids, right? They'll fucking
Didn't we
figure it out.
talk about this before, and we said
Yeah,
that
they-
parents aren't really parents anymore.
Oh yeah,
They're
we
not.
did. Oh yeah, we probably
Parents are not
did at some
parents.
point.
They're just
Oh, yeah.
sending these kids to babysitters.
Yeah. I think that was the point in this case when we talk about schools.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But overall, that's the current state right now. Twitch streamers, and we're streaming itself. I don't think it'll definitely die off. I don't think it will die off that quickly either. But obviously, we are going through changes right now, and it's interesting. Interesting times. And to those that do want to get to streaming, do what I do first. Just be a VTuber. It's fucking easy to deal with too. No one is going to criticize
It's
about
easy, bro.
Yeah.
That's the guy that doesn't record.
Yeah, fuck it. Hey, man.
You're the guy that doesn't auto record.
Hey, man. I try. But regardless, my statement still stands here. Literally, for anyone else, I heard this as like from other people too. Literally, if you're trying to be a female streamer, be a VTuber. Because you get to get rid of one thing. A, you tap into the cooler audiences that they say, look at anime waifu, let's go. And the other part, you don't need to actually show your face so that people can't criticize how you look in the first place, because all they're doing is criticizing your avatar. Yeah, that too. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, bro. I mean, all these VTubers are overly sexualized, bro. Especially the independent ones.
Hey, man.
Don't you hey man me? You little horny bastard.
Hey, calm down, man. Leave my VTuber addiction alone, alright?
Yeah, who's your favorite
I knew
VTuber?
this boy VTuber. I knew this boy was a VTuber simp.
Look, it's better than being a Pokemon simp.
True.
You know, I didn't. Not on the same level to me.
Okay, fuck you. Anyways, we're gonna leave it off at that note here, guys. We are hitting that late hour mark here. Let's go. But
Hey, let's go.
Let's go.
anyways, I do appreciate in this case for anybody that has tuned in, listened to us too, and is also like supporting my YouTube channel. We also got more subscribers too. That I'm actually happy that we do. But
Yeah.
I'm also just as happy as well that, if anything, please engage with the comment section. That will also help out the YouTube algorithm to show my videos to a lot more people. However, I'm kind of like hesitant to say that because I don't know what type of people would actually watch my content and if it's the right group
That's
of
alright,
people.
bro. You never know, bro. And look, like-mindedness attract like-mindedness, alright? So you're gonna attract people like you or like us. That's all.
Oh god, we're gonna attract more assholes. Got it.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
But anyways, any other final messages to send our audience off with?
Bless all of you viewers and subscribers. Thanks for supporting us.
I love you. I'll send you a care package of.
No, you won't. No,
No, you won't.
Yeah, I won't.
No, we
'cause I don't know.
won't.
I don't know your address because that's creepy.
Anyways, oh well, bye guys.
Goodbye.
Adios. Love Brian.
What?